Welcome to the Beard Speaks podcast. Hey, all right, guys. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Beard Speaks podcast. That's right, guys. We are back. Merry Christmas. This is a special Christmas episode. Took a little time out today with a good friend of mine all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee, the Big Barber. That's right, guys. I have the Big Barber on the show today, and we're going to talk about beards, beard products. We're going to have a good time. So buckle up and check out the show. Stick around. Until we get there, as usual, I love to go ahead and do a shout out to everyone that's listening. Right now, I want to give you guys a shout out to all the countries that are checking out the Beard Speaks podcast. I usually run through all the cities, which I love, like Chicago, Scottsdale, Arizona, Ashburn, Virginia, Park Ridge, Illinois. What's up, Park Ridge? Minneapolis, Minnesota, Knoxville, Tennessee. This one's for you guys, Knoxville, Portage, Indiana, and the list just goes on. But check out this growing list of countries, man, that are checking out the Beard Speaks podcast. Besides the United States, we got the United Kingdom, Canada, China, Germany, Mexico. All right. We got Bulgaria, India. We got Austria. We got Italy. We got Nigeria, Jamaica, Sweden, the Dominican Republic, Russian Federation, Japan, Guatemala, Indonesia, Ireland, Netherlands, France, Spain, Denmark, New Zealand, Finland, Singapore, Brazil, Hungary, Costa Rica, Argentina, Poland, Greece, and Malta. It's just amazing. My heart is warm. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. So, guys, where can you listen to the Beard Speaks podcast? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I tell you every time, don't I? We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Overcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Podcast Addicts, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Deezer. Let's see, Listen Notes, Player FM, Good Pods, and Podfriend. Pat, why do you keep telling us? Well, hey, maybe you're listening to it on a platform you're just not happy with and you want to get a different app, go ahead. There we are. We're everywhere, man. We are on all of them. So check us out. Go to www.thebeardspeakspodcast.com. That's right. All the links to our social are there. We're on Facebook, we're TikToking, we're Instagram, Twitter. I don't even know what the hell we're doing, but we're there, man. We are on all the platforms. I try to update that stuff as much as possible. We try to do as much as we possibly can, but it's hard. There's a lot of social media, and I put something out on YouTube. So I've been doing these little shorts lately, just kind of like deep thoughts and rants, right? Just short, quick. And one of my new rants was, what am I doing on Threads? What is this now? Now we got another social media platform. And like, am I supposed to go ahead and post the same stuff I'm posting all across my social media now on this new social media? And then there's Getter. We're everywhere, right? So I guess we're going to probably start to tailor down to just a few because, man, there's just so many. And what are we doing on all of them, right? So if we're seeing the same people on every single social media network, where are you really enjoying, checking out your social media? And that's the question I pose. So check that out. Check us out on YouTube and check out a lot of the cool content we're doing on YouTube. We're not doing anywhere else. So reviews on beard oil, reviews on different products, right? Soaps and different stuff that guys use daily. And this is stuff that I use, that I purchase myself. I try it out and I give you guys a review. So go there to YouTube, check that out, share it with your friends, and leave me a comment. If you got something you would like for me to review, or a show topic, or somebody you want on the show, send me an email, thebeardspeakspodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, that's it, baby. So listen, guys, without further ado, here is my interview with the Big Barber, all right, for Knoxville, Tennessee. This one's for you guys. All right, guys, welcome back. And today I'm very excited. Patrick, the Big Barber. What is up, man? How are you?
Hey, bro. Not much, man. Just I'm doing well, getting ready for Christmas. With it's that time of year.
That's
Santa's,
it.
I guess he's gearing up and taking flight tonight.
That's it, baby. Yep. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And again, thank you for carving out a little bit of time and coming on the show. And I've been excited, to do this because, again, I tell the story. It's like the beard oil that just popped into my life out of nowhere because I literally spilled beard oil all over the bathroom. I'm like, man, I'm not even at home, and here comes my stepson with this beard oil. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And I was very blown away, man. So I'd like to start the interview with just kind of giving me a little bit of background on how you really came to the realization, like, hey, man, I got to make my own beard oil. This is what I'm thinking, just kind of give us that background.
Sure, man. Yeah, I'd be glad to. So I'm a licensed master barber in Tennessee. Part of that is, I take care of beards, right? I've trimmed your beard, you came down and got you right and got you looking tight. And so over time of doing that, you started to notice that, at least for me, a lot of guys just weren't really taking care of their beards, weren't really putting things in there, and started asking questions, what do you use? Oh, nothing. Okay, why is that? And you hear a lot of things. The guys will say, well, I've tried this brand and it's too oily, or this brand and it leaves my beard kind of sticky and goopy, or this brand just, it's so strong that the smell just gives me a headache. Yeah. And so, all those stories kind of accumulated, and I got to thinking, I have those same issues, right? I have a very coarse, dry beard, and most oils kind of, they don't do what I wanted them to do, and I get migraine headaches, right? If the smell is too strong, and man, when you put it right on your face, there's no running from that. It's there all day,
all day, and it's even worse when you're eating and it gets involved in that. Oh God, that's what I can't stand. Yep.
Yeah, it makes a mess, right? And then it's stuck all over your face, and you just don't feel clean. You don't smell the way you really want to, and it gives you a headache, all kinds of things. So I started to think, well, maybe I could do it. Let me do some research and see if this is something that I can make myself, and can I do it better, right? Mm-hmm. What I think is better. Can I take and strip it down and make a simple product with few ingredients that's going to do a better job than all these big guys that are paying a bunch of chemists to figure out, what might be best? Maybe I can do it better, right? I don't know if that's a cocky thing or if it's realizing that I was the only barber that was really making oils. There aren't, to my knowledge, there are no companies that are owned by barbers that make beard oils, right?
Right.
And to me, that seemed a little weird. Like, no barbers are out here taking care of their beard except for when you're sitting in their chair.
Right, exactly.
So I wanted to take care of your beard every day, right? And same for myself. I'm a big guy. I'm a bearded guy. And I wanted to take care of my beard and also pay that forward to my clients. So I started doing some research, and I at first I was kind of lost on it, and reached out to my sister, who actually has a small organic goods company. She makes all kinds of different things, and she kind of put me on the path. And over the course of probably a year, I messed around with different formulations and different products, and until I found what I think is, I'm going to say it, man, I think it's the best product out there, at least for me. And I keep it small batch, right? So a lot of the big guys, not to go at them or anything, but they scale up so big they can't really do it. So I wanted to keep it small batch. It's probably something I'm never going to sell 1 million bottles a year of, because I don't want to do that. I want to keep control over it. So my products have 3 ingredients, man. I use all organic, USDA certified, all organic gold jojoba oil, right? It's going to be great for the skin, great for the hair. It adds that moisture and hydration that you need without like the greasy, tacky feeling that a lot of them have.
Exactly.
and you do a ton, man. You use a lot of beard oils, and you try them all. So I wanted to, to at least try and be able to compete in the big boy space, right? So I use the best products that I can find, the highest quality. So then I said, well, what else do I need? I need to make sure the hair follicles are good, because guys want to make sure they have good, consistent growth and healthy skin without the beard flaking. So I use, again, USDA certified, all organic, full spectrum vitamin E oil, right? That's going to take care of the actual skin while the jojoba is working on the beard. And then you want to smell nice. So I use, again, all organic essential oils. So that's it, man. 3 ingredients.
Right.
That's it.
And that's important. So that's one of the things that really stood out to me, because being a cancer survivor, I learned a lot about, what you put in your body, but what people don't really realize is like what you're putting on your body, right? Because your skin is your biggest organ, right? And what you're eating organic, you're eating clean, or whatever. But then you're just putting all this garbage and all this chemical on your body. Well, no, it really doesn't work that way. And like I said, because that is one of the biggest things that are important to me. And I have sensitive skin to begin with, and eczema and stuff like that. And sometimes, with the weather and crap like that, it's always around my beard, and it drives me crazy. Right. So depending on the oils that I'm using, that was, and I've tried, I've had this beard now since 2016, and I've tried so many different oils. And again, same thing. I came across the same thing you did, where too overpowering, you're getting a headache. You can taste it when you're eating your food, and it's gross, right? Or your face is real greasy. And the worst was one time I'm on my motorcycle, and I'm cruising, and my, the wind's blowing your beard all over the place. My glasses got all oily, and I had to stop. I'm like, wait, I can't even see anything because the residues, So I did a lot, just searching around looking for the best stuff. And honestly, you are competing with the big boys, man. I mean, this stuff that you're making is hands down just amazing. And that's why, like I said, this is in all honesty, just an honest opinion on a product that I tried out of nowhere, right? And it's like, and I tell people all the time, like, this guy didn't give me none of this stuff. I bought it, right? And that's what I do. That's what I do with everything. Anything I'm gonna say, hey, this is good or this is not good. I'm buying it, I'm trying it, and I use it. And if it's gonna pass the just the everyday test, it's got to be good. And your stuff, man, Patrick, I just got to tell you, man, like I said, just blown away. And what you're doing, hands down, man, it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. That means a lot to me, because, I've always kind of wanted to have something to kind of hang my hat on and say, this is me, this is mine. I built this from the ground up. And, I'm getting older. I'm closing in on 40. So, and this is a new thing for me. And the response has been awesome, man. We only sell it in the one shop. So my shop is the Covenant House of Grooming in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I'm actually I'm gonna hook you and your clients up with some news that it's gonna drop here first. Nice. We're opening shop number 2 and shop number 3 in the Knoxville area here in 2024.
Nice, man. So congrats.
We are expanding, man. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're excited about it. Scared, it's a big deal, but we're excited. And but so as of right now, that's the only place you can get the oils. Yep. Now, I'm thinking about starting to offer it online through my Instagram, and then also through the TikTok shop.
Sure.
And because that's where you got to go where people are, and
you do.
They're on TikTok and Instagram. So, but yeah, that's it, man. And I want to make a product that I can be proud of, and that my kids can be proud of one day. If it takes off and becomes huge, awesome. If I just stay boutique and small batch like I'm doing, I do everything by hand. I'm cool with that as well, man. Because I want to make a great product. Doesn't matter if it's huge, as long as it's the best.
And that's the best. That's the best way to look at it, because at the end of the day, you could be, making thousands and thousands of bottles, and if it's just not that good, who cares, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's like, okay, cool, you're making money, but what are you really doing? And, like you said, to touch on, you're being a cancer survivor, man, I'm telling you, it's a future that we all have to really look at. There's so many carcinogens and things that we're in our water supply, our air supply, they're in the food. But the thing that, like you said, a lot of people don't realize, the things we put on our skin, man, our skin is our biggest organ, but it's not just an organ. It absorbs everything you put on it, to the point that literally now, even your shower curtain, like the plastic liners on the inside of the shower curtain, they release so many endocrine disruptors. It's lowering testosterone levels. It's increasing thyroid issues, all these different things, the lotions, the oils, the hair products. That's why, I wanted to make something that was organic. Cancer is something that runs on both sides of my family. I have no family members left for the most part due to cancer. All my uncles, the aunts, everybody. They weren't old. So it's almost like I owe it to them as well. And I want to make a product that I know is not harmful.
Right. No, that's awesome, man. And you put your name behind it, and that's what you want to do. And yeah, sorry to hear about that. Cancers, man. That's just, I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it hit me when I was 45 years old. So I was young, it's now, knock on wood, thank God, 7 years later, still cancer free, I still get my checkups once a year, but I am very, very careful with the stuff that I use. And, sometimes people look at you and go, but they don't understand, and I wouldn't wish going through that chemotherapy and the radiation and all that stuff on my worst enemy, It was just really an eye opener. And coming out on the other side of it, I said, really, I don't care, man. I mean, I'm gonna try to keep eating as organic and clean as possible. And for me, it wasn't even an issue of, trying to lose weight or trying to do anything like that. It was more of, hey, man, I never want to go through that again. You know what I mean? That was like the worst thing. I'm like, if losing weight is, part of it, hey, that's a bonus. But I got to tell you, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So that was one of the things that, again, like I said, attracted me because, using all the organic oils and just the way my skin felt and how awesome my beard looked, I was like, dude, this guy just knocked this out of the park. So I want to talk about a little bit about, let's start with the Classic Gentleman. That's the first one I tried. Talk a little bit about that one and the inspiration on that one, because I'm going to tell you right now, that's become my okay, I got two favorites out of yours so far, but the Classic Gentleman is my one top favorite. But talk about a little bit about how that one came to be and what your inspiration was on that one.
Well, sure, man. Yeah. So that was the first scent that I released. And being a barber, I thought, one of my favorite things about the barber shop is when you walk into a barber shop, what's the first thing you notice? The smell, right? That powdery, that warm, comfortable. You're just like, yeah, this is smooth, it's soft, it's comfortable, but it's masculine at the same time.
Right.
This is like what a man smells like when he leaves the barber shop.
Yeah.
And I thought, what if we could take that with us all day long, every day, even the days you're not in the shop, right? And so I put some time and effort into figuring out, how do I make it smell like that? How do I take a dry powder and turn it into liquid form? And I took a lot of time. And again, I partnered with my sister on this.
Sure.
And she had some really good contacts in the essential oil world who were like, yeah, we think we have something that'll work for this. And they sent it over and it was okay. And I said, well, let's tweak it a little bit. Can we do this? And so they said, yeah, we think we can. And so they sent another batch of the oil out, the essential oil that I use for fragrance. And I was like, all right, let me mix a batch and see how it does with my stuff. I put the fragrance in and I was like, I think I got it.
Nice.
Brought it over to my wife. I said, hey, check this. What do you think? She said, yeah, I love it. I took a bottle to my brother. I gave some bottles out, mixed a couple batches, gave it out to some friends and family and some fellow barbers, and everybody loved it. And here's the thing that blew my mind: the guys liked it, but the women loved it.
Yeah.
They literally would come up and say, "I love the way my man smells.
There you go.
You did this. Like, he smells good." And so
Nice.
I'm like, "You're welcome, bro."
Yeah, and that's
So,
that's the key, right? Every time my wife smells me with, she's like, "What's that one?" Yeah. Now you know you hit it out of the park.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's when I was like, maybe I'm onto something. Let's do this. Let's make some bottles and throw the label, create a label, start building this brand, and here we are. A couple of months later, since we initially released it, we've sold out multiple times. I've got, I think, like 3 bottles left in the shop out of this last batch of like 36. So
Nice.
a lot of guys are going to be smelling good starting the new year off, right? So pretty happy about that. And again, their wives like it, so they're going to be happy.
Right?
Happy wife.
That's
happy
it.
Life, right?
That's it, man. Yeah, and that's really like one of the I don't want to say deciding factors, but when your wife likes the smell, man, I think that's a good home run. But yeah, I got to tell you that you did hit a home run on the Classic Gentleman. This one, it reminds me, again, just like you said, walking in that barber shop, or, kind of reminds me when I was a kid and my dad, he'd take me to the barber shop, and it kind of brings me back, man. And that, that's something to be said about, scents and different smells that really bring it's like time traveling, right? And it kind of brings you back and it gives you that good feeling. That is exactly, you capture that in the bottle, man. It's like lightning in the bottle right there. I love it. That's cool.
Yeah, man. So yeah, classic. That's it. Just it's a throwback. That nostalgia is always popular. And like you mentioned, when your dad would go to the barber shop, and that's it. Barbershops kind of fell out of favor for a long time as guys kind of grew their hair longer.
Yeah.
Started going to salons, and so the resurgence of the barbering kind of profession and field in the early 2010s has been great, and people love that nostalgia. So I thought, you know what? Smells Like a Gentleman. It's a Classic Gentleman. That's the name, right?
That's
Keep
the
it
name.
simple.
Yeah. No, I love it, dude. Yeah, that one's one of my top, and then the next one is Overflow. Now that one is the one I picked up when I came down to see you. Yeah, wow, man, that one. I love that one. That's like my second. That's number 2 on my list. Well, let's talk a little bit about that one. I know we made a little joke. It's what did you say? Chocolate and sunshine.
Yeah. So it sounds like chocolate and sunshine.
Yeah.
So yeah, Overflow. So the owner of our shop, you met him when you were down here. He he likes to say, we all live in his overflow, right?
Right.
He built the shop from the ground up, and we're all there. So, we're in his overflow.
Yeah.
And so I thought, what better way to kind of pay homage, but also poke a little fun at the guy, but calling it Overflow. And I thought, well, what's it going to smell like? Are we going to have like a beachy vibe? Is this going to be more woodsy? What do I want to do? And I really wanted to, again, it's the 4th scent that I released, and I wanted to create something to really round out the brand and say, no matter what kind of scent you're going for, we've got something for that guy, right?
Yeah.
No matter what you're looking for. And, but at the same time, I wanted it to be unique. I didn't want it to be some cookie cutter off the shelf stuff. So, the funny story, the inside joke behind that is one of our barbers who used to be at the shop, her daughter had a little crush on him, right? She's a kid. You know how they are.
Yeah.
And she said he smelled like chocolate and sunshine. So I thought,
nice.
I wonder if I could bottle that,
Yeah.
And I can't tell the secret, but it quite literally is chocolate, sunshine, and then a little special kind of a fruity kind of kick that I threw in there. It's grape, believe it or not. It's a secret. It's a great fragrance. I don't know what was going on in my mind that I thought, hey, let's try this. But man, it really came together. It's warm. You can smell that chocolate. It's like a hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Warm, nice.
Yeah.
And then you've got that, like the sunshine. I can't describe the secret. All right. That's the real secret, is the sunshine. How do I get sunshine in a bottle?
Right.
I guess they'll just have to come down to Knoxville and buy it.
That's it.
And find
That's it, man.
Reverse engineer it. But so it's chocolate sunshine, man.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure how it would do, but dude, it's currently sold out.
Wow.
You
No,
know,
I do.
I'm blown away.
I'm wearing it right now, and I'm sitting here, and I have the bottle right here going, yeah. I was like, Christmas, it's Christmas. I'm going to have some chocolate sunshine today for Christmas Eve. So yeah, man, it is. It's hard. It's hard to. I mean, it's very unique, and like I said, I've tried a lot of different oils that you go out there and everyone's got those sample kits and you buy them and you try them, and some of them are so you just so thin. The oils are so thin. The scent is gone within an hour. That's another thing I love about yours that I don't like about a lot of different beard oils that I've tried is that scent. It just disappears, Right. And I don't, like we talked about, you don't want it to be heavy all day, overpowering, but somehow, and not many beard oils can do this, but you've managed to do it. It's very subtle, okay, and it's just there all day, and that is the key, and I've said that to many people. They're like, yeah, well, this beard oil, it's too heavy and I can't stand the smell of it because then it's overpowering all day long. But when you find one like yours where it's there, and every once in a while you're like, hey man, and you're around people like the best was like in church, we're like, hey, something smells good. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And it's not overpowered, but it's just like a hint, but that hint is always there. And that's how you did it. That's just awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, that's the key, right? Like the key to a good cologne is that it's noticeable, but not overpowering, and it stays.
Right.
And it stays all day. You hit this nice little level and you just stay there. And that's really the goal. And believe it or not, that's the hardest part, at least in my experience, was figuring out how to do that. What's the right blend of these oils? How much do I do this? How, everything down to even how you blend them can change how that all works. And,
sure.
And I think I've got it, it's not perfected, right? Nothing's ever perfect.
Never. No.
Jesus was perfect. Everybody else, we're all just trying. Base, right?
Exactly.
But I think I have it pretty well figured out to where I'm able to do that consistently across the brand with all the different scents, and that was really my goal. I wanted to do something different. I don't want to blast your nose out first thing in the morning. And then by lunch, it's like you didn't put anything in.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. Let's move on to this is the third one that I have, Carpenter's Son. I like this one. What's the story behind that one?
Oh man, that's the one that's one of my best sellers. It's been sold out for a minute. So, and every time I put more out, it's just gone. People really like that one. And there's a story behind that one. A Carpenter's Son is that's my inspiration is Jesus, right? I'm a Christian man.
Yep.
And even if you aren't, no big deal. Whoever is out there listening, whether you are or not, this is still good for you. That's just my inspiration, right?
Sure.
That's something that I live my life by, but everybody doesn't have to. But you can still smell good, right?
Right.
So that was my inspiration. If Jesus were around, today, maybe what would he smell like, right? He was a carpenter. Joseph was a carpenter. He's the carpenter's son, right? And then the Son of Man. So I thought, what would he maybe smell like? Because let's be realistic. We're talking 2,000 years ago.
Right.
In the Middle East, he probably smelled pretty rough, right? Everybody pretty much did. So frankincense and myrrh, that was my first thought. I was like, those are it's Christmas time right now. That's very right. And I thought, no, that's a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
Right? Frankincense and myrrh, everybody would be like, oh, that's, Jesus. No, I wanted to do something different. So I thought about, what might a carpenter smell like? At the end of the day, he's had on his deodorant, his cologne. He's been at work. He's been around all this fresh cut wood. And what would that smell like? So you're going to have some notes of some fresh cut wood, not just cedar, a couple of different in there. Again, I don't want to give away
no
entirely, but but you've got not, everybody wants to put cedar, but there's some other woods in there that are pretty nice that I think that really add to that. And then also some warm kind of like, I really don't even know how to describe it, but it's a little bright. It's not quite florally, but to me it smells natural, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to do something that wasn't like a modern cologne scent. I already had that with one of the other ones, which I think we're saving for last because coolest name ever, right?
Right.
But I wanted it to smell like what would you actually smell like, right? At the end of the day, minus any sweat or all that. What is that going to be? So I that to me was the inspiration, and I think I nailed it. People really like that one. It smells masculine, but also very fresh and clean without being so. It's not like it doesn't really live in the world that the classic gentleman does with that powdery clean. It's a whole different vibe, and that one's people really really like Carpenter Sun.
Nice. Yeah. No, I love it too. These are the only three that I have. So yeah, Classic Gentleman. Yeah. And then I got, Overflow and Carpenter Sun because you were sold out of everything else. So,
right. Right.
So let's go. Yeah.
And those, they were almost sold out when you were in there. Again, even those were, but yeah, well, you know what that means. I'm going to have to send you the other one. This one. It's inspired by it's inspired by a movie called Talladega Nights. A simple line in there, right? This one is called "I Piss Excellence."
Nice.
Yeah. It's a little kind of risque.
It's okay.
But again, I wanted something for that guy. I wanted something for the guy who's not afraid to push boundaries and be a little edgy. We've got, I wanted to really round out and have some offerings for everybody. So This is the guy who's going to be, wearing his beard. He's maybe he's in finance or whether he's in the office every day and he's got to smell on point, right? So this one is modeled after a very popular high-end boutique cologne brand called Creed.
Okay.
It's actually the oldest continuously operating handmade cologne manufacturer in the world.
Huh.
And so if you're wearing some of their colognes, this one will complement it very nicely. This one is that one that is designed to. This is boardroom to bedroom, right? This is that guy. That's his scent. Yeah. So I'll have to send you that one, man. Yeah, I think you'll like it as well. It's more cologne based.
It's okay. Yeah.
But again, it's not going to be so overpowering. You're going to be able to put it on and go your whole day, smell nice. And you will get people to say, "Oh, what is that? Is that a new cologne?" No, that's I Piss Excellence. That's my beautiful
nice, man. I like that.
Yeah.
So are those
a little bit of something for everybody?
So are those the four? So those are the 4 scents you have right now.
Yeah, those are the 4 that I have right now.
Okay.
So in 2024, I have. I think I'm going to do some seasonals as well.
Okay.
But those will be the core. Because that right there. Like I said, that's if you're blue collar, white collar, doesn't matter.
Right.
I've got something for you. If you're no matter what you're doing, if you've got a beard, we've got you.
Nice.
And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't even have to be a beard. Like I have longer hair. This can be used as a hair oil as well.
Yeah.
It's not going to be greasy. It's not going to be tacky. It's going to give you just some nice moisture and control through your hair. It's going to feel good, smell good, right? And that's actually the Big Barber brand. That is our slogan. I think it's on the bottle there that you have the Overflow. Look good, smell good,
feel
great.
That's it. Yeah. No, I love it. Now, are you going to or looking at actually doing any like beard butters or anything like that in the future?
Yeah. So that's actually also coming in 24.
Cool.
We're working on formulations right now because again, I'm not just going to throw something out there. I want it to be
you
great,
want it to be
right?
great. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So we're formulating some beard balms and butters. We're looking at that and maybe potentially even some other products throughout the year. But our big focus is the beard, right?
Yeah.
I'm the Big Barber, but I'm a bearded guy first, right? So,
right.
I had the beard before I had the belly,
right?
And but so that's coming in 24. We've got some cool things. again, we're looking at maybe increasing production and starting to offer online through a TikTok shop or through the Instagram.
Sure.
Yeah. So really hoping that 24 is going to be a big year. We're going to push and do what we can. And again, when I say we, I'm talking about my wife and I, right?
Right.
We do it all here at the house. I've got an office in the back where all my music gear is, and my oil setup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like a little music science lab back
That's
there.
all. That's cool, man. Yeah, it's like blending it together. It's awesome to put, because you're putting your passions in, in one place, and I do the same thing too. I have my all my music gear and all my stuff around me with my podcasting and everything. So my little studio, and actually do some actual work back here, believe it or not. Right. But it's like, just kind of bringing, kind of having that inspiration, so to speak, just all around you at all times, Yeah. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the way we do, man. It's my little cave,
Yeah. That's awesome. So no, I'm excited. Yeah. With the beard butter and the beard balm. Have you tried so I guess where you're going to get the inspiration from to create yours, because I know I've fought between using beard balm and beard butter, and me personally, I found that butter I like a lot better feels better in my beard. I don't know why.
Well, yeah, and you're going to get completely different things. And
Sure.
I'll tell you my inspiration. There's actually a very small company that I stumbled across at a Barber Expo in, I think 2021. So it's been about, going on this fall will be 3 years. But it's a small company that I really like their product. And again, they're one of the reasons that I started to do the beard things. I saw that, the everyday guy could make products that were great and didn't have to have millions of dollars tied up into a facility and chemist, right? So, so this company that I really like is called Beards and Beyond. I don't even know if he's still kind of up and running. I bought a bunch at the time, but he made a beard gloss, which was really cool, right?
Okay.
So that's going to be like a high sheen, not what I'm looking for, right?
Right.
But so that's kind of my inspiration, and his is really, it is almost a blend between a butter and a balm. So you're going to get some of that, but his more on the balmy side because it has the high gloss. But again, I'm like you, I like the clean, dry finish that you're going to get with the butter. And so that's actually our next product is going to be a butter. And then we're experimenting with a balm / mustache wax to give you something with a little bit of hold.
Okay.
For guys that like to kind of sculpt their facial hair a little more. But yeah, so a butter. And when I do that, I'm going to release the butters in the same sense in our core brand, right? In the core fork.
Yeah.
So that you can, get that oil worked in or the butter, depending on what you want. Cause they do two different jobs.
They do.
You can work them together or you can use one or the other. So it's really cool. So that's actually first up for 24 before I release a new scent is, and I haven't announced it anywhere. Nobody knows that yet. But we're going to be releasing a butter, here early, probably Q1 in 24.
Cool. That's really nice, man. Yeah. No, I love the butter. For me, like I said, and I tell people all the time, everyone's different, so some people, prefer just, using the balm because it's a better hold. And it also depends on the length of your beard and what you're working with too, right? And the type of hair you have. So everyone's different. So it's nice to have that variety. Just for me personally, the butter works great with the length of my beard. And, oh man, now, so that's, I'm excited about that because right now when I use your oils, I'm obviously just putting an unscented, beard butter in there, but just to have the complimentary scent to go along with it. That's nice. Yeah. Cause that'll even give it a little more kick,
Yeah, it will. It'll kick it up just a notch.
Right.
Because again, I wanted to go with subtle scents that are strong, but not overpowering. Right.
Right.
And, so that'll give you just a little more oomph to kind of start your day when you pair those up. But yeah, butter, is great, like you said, for a longer beard. Butters are fantastic because the beard has enough weight to kind of hold itself.
Right.
Whereas the balm comes in really handy for those mid-length to shorter beards, because it's going to give you that kind of nice tight hold, so you're not getting, what I like to call the chipmunk cheeks, where it starts to swoosh out throughout the day.
Right.
You start your day, you comb it out in the morning, you're like, oh man, my beard looks so good. And then by lunch, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, it's all just fluffed up like a dust ball around my face, and so that'll help prevent some of that for guys as well.
Yeah. The only time I really have issues is humidity. The beard killer.
Right. It is, man.
Oh,
and I can't fix that.
No, nobody can. I know. I've never found anything. I know. So, hey, man, tell me what got you really involved in wanting to be a barber and getting into it like that. What was the spark when it came off and you're like, hey man, I want to do that?
Yeah, man. Dude, honestly, so I just turned 39 earlier this month. It's been about a 23, 24 year kind of journey. You know how life goes. Sometimes you just take one path and you go down that for a while, and then you're like, oh man, I forgot there was another turn back there. Let me circle back and see how that one was.
Yeah.
And and that's really what I did. So I can remember I was 16 and had never really had great experiences at the barber shop, right? My dad had taken me when I was like a year prior. I had really long blonde hair, took me to get a trim at his barber shop. I should have known when the air compressor was running when I walked in what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I walked out of there from a trim to looking like a chipmunk, and I was like, man, I don't know about these barbers. These guys can't be trusted.
Right.
And prior, I had my ear cut by a barber, and so I was like, man, I don't know about these haircut things, but and then I can very vividly remember I was 16. I was sitting in a barber shop in my hometown. I'm actually sorry about that, an alarm going off.
No worries.
I was sitting in the barber shop in my hometown. I'm actually originally from West Virginia. I'm not from Tennessee.
Right.
Sitting in this little town in Pineville, West Virginia at the barber shop. And I had a female barber and just talking to her, while I'm waiting for my haircut. And she was talking to me about the industry and what she'd been doing. And haircuts were like $8 at the time. There wasn't a bunch of money being a barber. It was something you did because you enjoyed it.
Sure.
And I was just like, man, this is magical, just watching them cut hair. As a little kid, I was always, you've met me. I'm not like a, frou-frou girly kind of guy.
Right.
I'm just a dude.
But
when I was a kid, man, I used to love like my sister's Barbies and the dolls. I'd play with their hair. I would give them hairstyles. I would cut their hair, all that stuff.
Okay.
And, and I was just really into it. And she didn't enjoy it as much.
I was sure she was a little pissed.
Yeah, I think I have some scars on my arm still from the scratches that I got from her every time, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
So 16, sitting in the barber shop, and I really just kind of fell in love with it, watching her work and just thinking like, this is cool, watching this happen. I bet that I could do this. A few years later, I'm getting ready to leave high school, and it comes down to what do I want to do, and that's a lot for, when you're coming out of high school, the world's asking a lot of you.
Yeah.
They put you in a classroom for 12 years, sit down, shut up, be quiet, do what you're told. And then they're like, okay, now what do you want to do the rest of your life? And I was like, man, I don't know. What are the options?
Right.
Right. And they're like, you could do anything you want to do. And I was like, really? Okay. Well, I don't want to be broke, so I better not be a barber, right? I better go into college and get a degree and go work in the business world. And I did that, and for many years. And then when you're working in the corporate world, you go through a lot of transitions, right? You go through mergers and buyouts, and after so many times of that happening, and I was in a higher level, I was a regional manager, and it just over and over, and then my company just been there for years, regional manager at 7 states under me, right? Really doing cool, big things. And all of a sudden is, hey, we're eliminating these positions and across the company. And I'm like, oh, well, that's awesome. What do I do now? So I switched gears and said, I don't want to be gone all the time. I want to do something local. So I went to work with a local distillery, right? Something else that I'm passionate about is distilling. I think it's the coolest thing.
Cool, yeah.
You take some corn, some water, throw a little yeast, and then let it sit for a while, then boil it, and you get liquor. Wow! Okay.
I mean, wow! There you go. Right? Exactly.
And so I was a science nerd as a kid, and I was like, "That's science. Let me do this." And we were very successful, did very well. And then yet again. And it was in January of 21, my company said, "Hey, we need you to call a meeting with your entire staff. By the way, we sold the business."
Oh, wow.
So you know what that means. So the next day we're all like there, and then all of a sudden you don't have a job anymore. And I thought, what am I going to do? Am I going to continue to do this and work in these corporations in the corporate world where, it's, hey man, you did a 49% increase over sales last year. Also, you did it the year prior. Good job. Thanks. Now we're selling the business because you made it look so good.
Wow.
Not going to do it anymore. And I said, I'm in a position. I'm going to finally follow my dream, my passion, what I've always been interested in, right? I was in the clothing world for many years, men's clothing. So men's fashion, grooming has always been something that's important to me. And I enrolled in barber school. I bet on myself for the first time.
Nice.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to learn a new skill, a new trade later in life. And I'm going to take complete and total control over my life. And I did. So barber school in every state's different. In Tennessee, it's 1,500 hours. It only takes 250 hours to be a commercial pilot, by the way. So I'm actually more trained than the majority of the pilots that you guys are flying across the country with.
Crazy.
So I know, right? And so after that, I graduated, got my license, and off to the races. And here we are a couple of years later.
Dude, that's a great story. I mean, but that is what a lot of people lack nowadays. It's just that whole, and I can say it as blunt as you can, it's just get off your ass and go, man. Right. And carve out your future, because no one's going to hand it to you. And you said it right. A lot of, and I've been, I'm 52, and I've gone through the corporate stuff. I've worked for small companies, big. I mean, it's just until you really look at your life and go, okay, man, what am I going to do for me? What am I going to do that's going to work for me and my family, right? How am I going to, because, that's the number one thing, right? And no, kudos to you, man. You just basically, you looked at it, you saw the Matrix, and you were like, yeah, I'm out. I got to do something for myself. Yeah, definitely.
I choose the red pill, let me out.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's like I said, it's something that really lacks today. And I find it more and more amazing when I do see some younger people actually finally see the light, and they're just, I'm like, hey, I gotta get up, I gotta go to work, I gotta make sure that, like you said, hey, I don't want to be broke, right? I want to make it happen, and not sit there and be codependent on parents or be codependent on anybody else. That's just not, that's not what it's about. So you made it happen. Yeah,
that's it, man. Something I always say, and this is something that I truly I believe and I live by, and I tell people, and it's kind of a little mantra. It's, you get two choices: you want to be busy or you want to be broke.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Get busy, bro.
Get busy, and it's better to be busy. Idle
hands. Man.
Idle hands. I was just gonna say, we're thinking alike, man. And it's true, And I've had that downtime. Even when I was going through my cancer treatment and just doing nothing, because there was nothing you could do. You were just laying there.
Right.
It's depressing, man, and it can really mess with your mind. So, and again, not pushing, and I never do. I never push, the two things I never push is politics and religion on anybody, but, with my faith, just like you, it's like you look at the life of someone who just doesn't get life in general, where they're just walking around blindly. I call it like just being in darkness, right? Until you kind of walk. Yeah. You're just walking around in darkness and you're just not really looking at the big picture, just for yourself, just for yourself in life, and getting that awakening, as I call it, and just kind of seeing the light, no matter what you do. You want to call it, believing in God, or call it, belief in the universe. Personally, for me, right? Yeah, we believe in God, and that's our focus. And I think that one of the messages I heard today in church was basically, these exactly how they put it, but like the gift you give to God is basically yourself, right? And it's like, hey, use me in your ways. What can I do to be a better person? And then you kind of you walk out of that darkness, man, and you're a kind person. You're better to people, and you start to see that really work over in your life, and everything that you do, and that's important. And a lot of people don't do that. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree. And I'm with you, in the barbershop, we're a Christian-owned barbershop. We're very proud of it. There aren't many companies that kind of take a stance these days.
No, not many.
It's an unpopular one, right? But that's okay, because one of the cool things that if you ever come in our shop, you'll see our clients. They're every race, every religion, every sexuality. We have trans clients. We have, everything, because that's a, again, not to go too far into that, but that's what it's about, love and acceptance, right? Like I love you no matter what, right? And I'm going to give you a great haircut no matter what.
Right.
And I'm going to give you the best service that I can. I don't have to agree with every little thing that you do, but I'm going to give you the best that I have for that 45 minutes or whatever that you're sitting in my chair. And I'm going to treat you with so much love that you're going to be like, okay, what's this about? Let me learn more, right? That's the hope. But either way, at the end of the day, even if it's just a great haircut, dude, we did our thing,
Yeah. No, that's awesome, dude. And I think that now it's almost like you're spreading the light, man, because you're opening up 2 more locations, and I think that's awesome, man. You know, and you're doing something right. I mean, people keep coming back, and like I said, when I showed up there, I remember I was just like, I got to come down. I got to get my hair cut. I'm going to get my beard. And again, that was awesome. Thank you, because you're the first barber that ever did anything with my beard. Because I was just like, honor. Thanks, man. I just kind of did it on my own, and I was just watching YouTube videos and trying to do stuff like that. Now that's something cool. Are you ever going to do anything, on YouTube, and maybe do some tutorial stuff on beard oils and things like that, or no?
So I actually might be.
Okay.
So one of the things that I do as a barber is I work with a lot of different companies. They send me products to kind of review, and I've done pretty well with I just make honest reviews.
Yeah.
I get the product, I use it in the shop on my clients, no matter whether it be like a clipper or a guards, or the latest thing I got in is a 3-way like cutting mirror for self cuts, like for trimming. And then something you can get, like it's less than $50. You can get it from the company. It's the Belvedere Mirror Company, and you can literally hang it in your shower and just trim your own beard and things like that. And it's it's just 3 mirrors, front facing, and then one on each side. So it's great. I'm going to be doing something like that pretty soon, and I'm thinking about maybe actually expanding that and doing some tutorials as opposed to just reviews for other barbers, and do some tutorials for people that are home. Because if everybody remembers, I don't think you can forget. Just a couple of years ago, everybody was at home, right?
Yep.
We were fighting the pandemic. I don't care what you believe about it or whatever. Everybody was home.
We were home.
And barbershops were closed, right?
Yep, exactly.
And those are the facts. And so you had a lot of people that were looking for that and needing to do that. And you never know, that could happen again at any time.
At any time.
Right. We're a global community now. So something that happens in like China can affect the whole world, or something that starts to, like here in the United States even. So those are always possibilities. So it's nice to have people have those tools And I figure I'm pretty decent barber. Maybe I could add some value to the YouTube community doing things like that.
Cool.
But as of now, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And those are the best ways to get a hold of me. And, super simple. It's The Big Barber, TN, standing for Tennessee. So The Big Barber, TN, and that's across all channels. That's everything. That's where I'm at. You can find me
marketing,
there.
Baby.
Yeah, man. That's you don't want to make it hard and confusing, right? You got to keep it simple.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm at everywhere. And if I end up doing that YouTube channel this year, that's where it will also be. I'm thinking about working with a company called Rise Media to do that. It's another local company. They already do some production of some of our content that we do in the barbershop. So,
cool.
Trying to grow and always just do better and expand, because again, you're busy or broke, you get to choose.
Right. That's very true, man. Cool. Well, we're hitting time here. So what last words of wisdom out there to the bearded community and just dudes in general that you'd like to give? Especially, let's just shout out everyone out there in Knoxville, Tennessee. You guys got to go see Patrick, man. Like I said, great. I mean, hey, like you said before, the days of the $8 haircut are gone, but man, you want quality, right? You want to walk into a barbershop, and I tell people that all the time, like, don't be scared, and it's like, guys like you that are out there and you're making a living at this, and you're doing something that, and let's face it, I mean, you're going in to get a haircut. It's kind of like a kind of like a salon day for the women, right? But for guys, it's a dude thing. We go in, we get our hair cut and whatnot. But, you treat people right. You're doing a great, you're awesome. I loved my haircut and my beard looked great. Now, you kind of helped me kind of get it all nice and tight and everything. It looks awesome now. And it's worth every penny. So that's why, man, if you're out there in Knoxville, Tennessee, which I know you guys are because I see you guys listening, get out there. You got to go see Patrick. So, yeah, plug out whatever you want to do before we end the show here.
Yeah, man, definitely. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you. I do want to thank Nick, who originally connected us together. He's one of my clients. So just genuine appreciation across the board there. And, to anybody that's listening, when it comes to beards, be very mindful of who you're going to trim your beard. Not everybody with a license needs to be touching that thing, right? Do your research. If you're interested in a shop, go check out their Instagram. See what kind of work they're putting out on a daily basis. Check out their Facebook. Look at their Google reviews. And if you find somebody who's great, be loyal to your barber, because your barber will be loyal to you. Find you a barber that you can vibe with, that does the work and the quality that you want, and that you guys can just have a good time, because the barbershop, it's crucial for men, right? We know scientifically men's testosterone levels increase when they spend time with other men doing activities, right? Like being in the barbershop, talking, hanging out. It's a little bit of therapy, right? It's a little, hey man, a $40 haircut and a beard trim is cheaper than an $80 therapy visit, right?
100%, brother.
So I don't know if it works as well, but it sure is a lot more fun.
Yep.
And again, you get to look good, you smell good, you feel great coming out of there. Find a shop that you can be your home shop. Be loyal to your barber. Be good to each other. Be good to other guys. Be good to people in general. Be kind. Show love. Show support. The most masculine thing you can do is to love somebody, right? And that's my personal belief, because that right there, greatest man to ever walk this earth. All he did was love.
That's it.
And so I want to live and try and walk in that light. So tell somebody you love them, man. Be good. Be kind. Dap up everybody you see. Just, life's pretty good, man, if you just let it be.
Just that's it, man. And one of the greatest things right now, and it's Christmas Eve, and I mean, I'm Italian, so for me today's the day. I don't know, tomorrow's all right too, but we celebrate Christmas Eve, and we're going to be doing that tonight. But don't, a lot of people just do that love and effect and all that just on the holidays, man. Carry that over throughout the year. You know what I mean? And you become a better person, and like you said, man, your life becomes better just by extruding all that goodness onto everybody else, man. And I believe in that. That's why I freaking go all the way down to Tennessee from Chicago to get my beard cut now. There you go. See, that's loyalty, because that's the next time I come down, that's the next time I'm getting my beard trimmed. So anyway, ain't nobody else touching it, man. No.
Maryland a couple weeks ago.
Love it, man. Yeah, definitely. So awesome, man. Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the show notes all the links to your social media. And again, definitely, man. So, thank you so much for carving out that time. I know with the holiday and everything like that. And this has been awesome. And this won't be the last time, man. I think, I'll have you on again next year. And maybe, we could throw together just some kind of other advice that you want to give out to people. That'd be awesome too, man. Definitely. Yeah. So cool, man. Man. Hang tight, everybody else. Peace. Guys, so there you have it. There was my interview with Patrick, the Big Barber, and wow, man, right? What a great guy. And I'm going to have him back on next year in season 3 when we'll talk about a little bit more about beards and beard products. He's got new stuff coming out. I'm really excited about that. Man, I'm big on just giving props to people who are just doing it on their own, man, right? The little guy just getting out there and putting his dream together. And that's him. It's him in a bottle, man, right? So it's really cool to see that. And if you're in the Knoxville area right now, go check him out. And again, his social media, I'm going to put links. Go down to the show notes at the bottom and take a look, man. That's where he's at on all the social platforms. It's the Big Barber TN for Tennessee. And you can check him out, follow him on Instagram, and take a look at everything. And heed his advice, man. If you're looking for a barber and you're looking for someone to really, especially our beards, bro, right, man, guys, you just don't let anybody touch your beard. I didn't let anybody touch my beard for a long time. And I started growing this baby back in 2016, right? So before that, I was just sporting a goatee, but I never really let anyone touch the beard. I was doing it myself until I went to go see him, and what an amazing job he did. So that ought to tell you something, man, if I'm traveling from Chicago down to Knoxville, Tennessee to get my beard done. So you find the right person, you get it done right, man, and that's saying something. Definitely is. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you. Again, please, check out the show on YouTube. Check out the show on TikTok. Check us out on all the social, right? Go to www.thebeardspeakspodcast.com. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. We'll be back at the end of the year for the New Year's Eve, New Year's episode. God bless. Love ya.